and Andersen Air Force Base. Tonight, after getting a chance to visit the bomb dump at Andersen Air Force today, a first for media on Guam, a close look was proof enough.
Bombs, over 70 million pounds of them, are stored both sheltered and uncovered in northern Guam. This to the disbelief of some on island, one a potential politician. A press release recently sent out by a senatorial candidate indicates the military is blowing smoke in the public's eyes with regard to the storage of weapons at Andersen. Ben Pangilinan says reliable sources claim there is no reason to delay the Route 3A access to the public when it's just commissary items being warehoused there.
We've had our sources tell us that the facilities are actually being used to store commissary goods, corrosion control materials, even household goods. So that, excuse really does not hold water.
Well, that's not correct, because that's a very active munition storage area. As you see when you go out there, there are literally thousands of 500-pound bombs and 750-pound bombs stored out there.
Just to give you an idea of how much ammunition is being stored in this area, all the 114 igloos or environmental security and safety shelters for these heavy weapons are filled or slated to be, with the excess bombs having to be stored outside. But that won't be the case for too long because of the soon-to-be open access to the area. RAND says many of them will be shipped off island early next year, allowing all those that remain here to be protected within the structures.
We're in the process now of doing a worldwide repositioning of munitions like that, and in January we're going to ship some 10,000 of those bombs from Guam probably to Okinawa.
Captain Mark Ray heads the ammunition storage facility, or bomb dump as it's called. He says some of these 500 and 750 pounders have been stored here for up to 30 years. But should the civilian public be worried? Ray says no. Actually, the only area that would receive damage if the bombs were set off would be those who reside on this northern base.
No public areas or inhabited buildings would be affected by an explosion here in the very unlikely event that that would happen.
Reporting from Andersen Air Force Base for KUAM Island News, I'm Carmen Ulloa.
The over 5,000-acre weapons storage area currently holds 114 igloos and close to 200 outside revetments.
Involved with the storage of these bombs is probably even more efficient than the weapons' destructive capabilities. Carmen Ulloa has the details.
Termed Bombs R Us by some of its employees, the Northern Weapons Storage Facility on Andersen Air Force Base claims over 5,000 acres, which holds over 100 bomb-storing structures called igloos and close to 200 outdoor revetments. The top guy who watches over the place and operations ongoing within is Captain Mark Ray. He says of the more than 120,000 live bombs stored here, a large number is made up of Mark 82s, a general-purpose weapon. According to Ray, these 500-pounders are loaded with an insensitive explosive called tritonol, simply meaning dropping it accidentally won't set it off.
It requires what's called an explosive train, a sequence of events which would set it off and create a high-order explosion which would do some damage.
And then there are the 750-pound bombs. The M117s are also filled with tritonol, with its capability of damaging areas within a 4,000-foot range. Ray says it shouldn't be a worry to the islanders because this storage program has many built-in safety precautions. Obtaining a license for an outdoor storage area alone involves a lot, like the number and weight of explosives slated to be stored there. This particular setup here can hold 225,000 pounds of heavy weapons.
If this entire pile were, in the very unlikely event, go off, we wouldn't damage anything off base, and the damage on base would be extremely limited. It's, of course, set up with safety in mind.
Now, Ray himself is a husband and a father. Island News asked him what he thinks of working with live bombs on a daily basis. He told us it wasn't really a big deal in terms of driving to work frantically. His personnel has a lot to do with it.
All the folks who I have working out here are very highly skilled. We have a very good bunch of 461 munitions personnel, and I trust them implicitly on a day-to-day basis. The safety features built into all of these systems, ranging from the fuse, which will initiate the entire explosive train, right down to the bomb itself, really make the event of an explosion so remote that I'd probably be better off trying to bet on the lottery than than worry about one of these going off.
About 7 million pounds of the live bombs currently stored here will be shipped to Okinawa next year in January. Reporting from Andersen Air Force Base for KUAM Island News, I'm Carmen Ulloa.
When we return...